couldn't do a 50. What makes you think you can do a 100?
This is too difficult. Why bother?
What makes you think anything good can come out of doing something like this?
You must be crazy or ridiculous.
I mean, when anyone asks me, why do you want to go farther than a 26.2 miler? It's really an experience. I was given a book back in 2011, Dean Karnazes' Ultra Marathon Man, and just reading it, like, these people are doing 100 milers, and then seeing Unbreakable, I didn't think that was humanly possible to do these. Not only not on a road, but in the woods on a trail. Back then, I would have laughed at myself today. I didn't think it was possible to run 100 miles. And I actually see myself do it. I think what draws me into these races is just the camaraderie that you have with the trail running scene. You know all these people that go to these races. Or if you don't, you make good friends. I mean, you're running with them for countless hours. For example, my first 50K at Chillicothe at Not Your Mama's Race, it's when I ran with Eric May. I barely knew him at this point, but running 7 hours with this guy, you really know who some of these people are. And also meeting Julia, it was just awesome. I finished my first 50K in over 7 hours. No one cared that it was 7+ hours. And so these trail runs, the scenery is just peaceful. I don't have to put in music just to drown out the sounds. I wanted to take it all in. It's a real time for me to talk to myself and work on my problems. Because I've always been told of all the things I cannot do. Like being told I couldn't be an engineer because I wasn't smart enough. Or I couldn't run more than a half a marathon. So this year, I did Quicksilver. A tough race out in California. But then as I'm sitting there, post-race depression kicks in.
Jacob, congratulations, way to get Quicksilver done. It's a hard one. Now what's next?
What was next? I just finished a Western States qualifier. In the past 2 years, I've been fortunate enough to go out to Western States Trail and just watch these people at one of the most prestigious races in America. It was just awesome, 2 years ago, watching Rob Carr from the start to the finish. But then you stay at the finish, and you just watch every single person go through and cheer them on. So it was really cool to see Gunhill finish with a couple seconds remaining. And this previous year, I was fortunate enough to go help out at the Duncan Aid Station. And just helping all these runners. It was just a lot of fun. I just finished Quicksilver. What was next? I wanted to take the leap and just do my first 100 miler. Being told I can't do that. What made it that I couldn't? I wanted to prove not only to myself, but to all these naysayers who said I could not complete 100 miles. I wanted to do something that I love and that I knew I could do. I wanted to tackle the Burning River 100 miler. Yeah, I don't think we have to worry about that. wanted to make sure that I hit the correct training for my first 100 miler. And so here are a couple of my training runs that I completed over the summer prior to the Burning River 100 miler.
Michael, so I can say I actually ran. What mile is this of the race?
You gotta be at 30. That's like 35. Right in that area.
Okay. Early on too.
I felt up to this point I was ready for the 100 miles. I felt confident going into this race. I knew I had what it takes to complete 100 miles. So I'm ready for this.
Runners, on your mark. Get set. Go get that buckle.
Man, mile 50. I just hit a major checkpoint in the race. That's the halfway point. As you can see, coming in, I was feeling pretty good. When I sat down in the chair, I started to realize things weren't as alright as I thought they were. I ended up puking, and then I had dark thoughts coming into my mind, reliving what happened in 2015, the Burning River 50 miler. And so what happened in that race a year prior to this was I started puking at mile 20 and I didn't listen to my body whatsoever. That wasn't good because I couldn't keep anything in me. By mile 40, I had a drop. I was lacking nutrition and I was dehydrated and I was beyond heat stroke because when I came into mile 40 in 2015, I was shivering uncontrollably. And it was 90 plus degrees that year. I did not want to relive 2015 and have to drop. I mean, I made it 50 miles on my first 100 miler. So what's so great about mile 50 is I'm allowed to pick up my first pacer. What is a pacer, you ask me? Well, let me tell you. So a pacer is one of my crew members that is allowed to run with me. They're not allowed to carry my food or my water, but they're there to provide conversation, and they're sitting shotgun telling me where to go, because after 12 hours of running, I'm getting tired and I have no idea where the hell I'm going. My first pacer, Miriam, had a lot of work to do. So it was 3.5 miles up to my next checkpoint, and they were the roughest 3.5 miles I've ever done in my entire life. I ended up puking one more time right after Boston Mills, but as soon as I got into Brandywine, I was in rough shape. I ended up laying down for a little bit. So Miriam brought back this most glorious thing. They were pickles. Why pickles? Pickles are high in sodium. The sodium helps keep the water in me so I don't become dehydrated, and for some odd reason, it just worked. And I wasn't nauseous anymore, and I was wanting to run. I was ready to go. Of all things, pickles, really?
All right, I'll grab it.
In the bottom drawer, I think.
I don't understand.
Well, according to my calculations, we are now at 62.2 miles. This means that Jacob here has gone the farthest he has ever gone before. Woo!
So, a question that I get approximately 100% of the time after completing these runs is, what do I eat along the way? And so an average runner needs approximately 200 calories per hour, as well as 16 to 20 ounces of fluid. So I stuck to a system that I used along my training days. And so what I used in my training for fluid, I used water and Gatorade. For calories, I took in mostly Humagels. But when I needed something a little more salty, more savory, I had Epic bars. So approximately every 5 miles, there is an aid station along the course. And as you can see here, here's a spread of all the food that's typically at an aid station. You got your M&Ms, your bananas, chips, cans of Coke and Mountain Dew, Gatorade, and water. But then later in the race, they'll start stocking it with more substantial food, like quesadillas and pizza and ramen noodles. One quick story before we get back to running. Near the end of the race, my crew felt that I was not taking enough fluid. And so each pacer, approximately every 5 minutes, they would say, "Jake, take a drink. Jake, take a drink.
Jake, take a drink."
So those last 5 miles of the race, I was just so tired. And so I would be running and then starting to fall asleep in mid-conversation, but then I would be jolted up and I would have to go pee. So I'd run off to the side and go pee. And then get back on the path and start running again. And half a mile later, same thing would happen. I would start falling asleep and be jolted awake and I have to go pee. By the third time, Lauren started to look at me like I was a crazy man, because I had to do this another 4 or 5 times.
Nice job.
Finish strong, man.
Go get that.
That's all right. Jacob Allenstein, out of Dublin, Ohio. Congratulations, you did it.
What ultra running means to me is just a way to get out in nature, make great friendships. I mean, you're running with people for countless hours. Running helps push away the negativity for me. It's a way to explore how capable you really are. Hopefully along the way I might inspire someone just to get off the couch and start running. As Ethan Newberry, aka the Ginger Runner, once said, in a world of I can'ts, I won'ts, and no way, what is stopping you? Go out there and show yourself what you are capable of.